159, 159, это я, это я! Я здесь, я здесь!
Да, молодой человек, у вас будет интересная жизнь.
Rated R. Coming soon to a theater near you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the second half of our show will begin in just a couple of minutes. Please return to your seats.
Крик не работает. Парамал ненавидят ролики.
Понятно. Но я не знаю, Миша, а что мы будем делать?
И лучше бой. В общем, надо переснять и укрыть.
Прости, но рекламируем кино, не снимаем.
Hey, Misha. I didn't think anybody was actually going to show up.
Sorry, do we know each other?
Yes, but you don't remember. I'm Abby Gibbons, Bob's niece.
Right, yeah. You came to visit him about 7 years ago. Such a cute little girl you were then.
Thanks. Actually, it was 9 years ago, and I remember you very well.
You've been in Moscow long?
About a year.
Bob never mentioned it.
Yeah, well, it's my secretive uncle.
And the winner is creative director Mikhail Galkin. Still one of the leaders in the marketing of movies. Aha! I have just seen the founder and president of Best Solution, pioneer of the Russian advertising industry, Bob Gibbons.
Thank you. What are you doing, Misha? Come on, get over here.
Bob, what's happened? Why are you back already?
We hit a snag. You won't be making partner today. I'm sorry, Misha.
Let's face it, Bob. For you, this agency is just a cover. And your people are never going to let me be a partner in it.
All right, I got it. So what are you suggesting here?
Very simple. If I can't be a partner, then I at least want to be making the same money off it that you are.
Yeah. Yes. Right. Abby, why won't you ever listen to one thing I ask you to do? I will call you later. Goddamn girls can be the death of me. She won't listen to her parents. Took a semester off to do some sort of internship here. Now she won't leave. Oh, Christ. 10:15 and the sun's just starting to set. I will never understand this crazy country. Oh, one more thing. I saw how Abby's got her eye on you. So she's young and stupid. Please. Stay away from her.
This is Joseph Pascal, the world's leading specialist on marketing.
Oh. Bravo.
Today, the biggest fast food chains were reeling from a record decline in profits. Their representatives had assembled before this guru of marketing with the hope that he could make a miracle.
I want to talk to you today about love. See, I have struggled to find a way to restore the people's love of your products, but it hasn't worked out. Consumers just no longer wish to buy them. When it's over, it's over. They no longer love you. The era of fast food has passed. But I do have a proposal. Something which exceeds the limits of marketing in its traditional form. A plan which will change the world. Together, we will make fat beautiful again. But first a question. How far are you willing to go to solve your problems?
Whatever it takes.
Within the limits of the law, of course.
I'm afraid that's not far enough. Not even nearly far enough, ladies and gentlemen.
The guru's plan was approved, but due to budget cuts, they would have to begin in the third world markets of Kenya, Brazil, and Russia.
So I called because I wanted your advice on something, Mr. Marketing Award winner. But you have to promise to keep it a secret from Bob.
Amazing how you Americans all believe in seatbelts.
In America, they advertise them really well.
Yeah, Misha. Yeah, she's still screaming like total shit. You're fired. Your company's fired. Do you hear me? You're never gonna work on another movie for this studio again.
Pavel, pomníš pašo akvárium okolo sklada? Oni šel ležet tam. I'm sorry, I have to go.
Let's go. Check it out.
One of the key instruments in the Russian part of the plan was an extreme makeover reality TV show.
They're looking for a Russian production company to shoot a Russian version of the show.
Już готовы.
The corporate sponsor's representative is in Moscow right now.
I want to do the pitch to them myself, get the contract for Astra, and then they're going to make me an exec producer.
Do you really think this is going to work? Nope.
Misha, what you're doing better work. We need 8 out of 10 people tomorrow in that focus group to want to see this movie.
Don't worry, Mr. Johnson. It'll meet your expectations.
So, Misha, where'd you learn that amazingly perfect English of yours?
My father was a British communist, immigrated here. Then later he had a falling out with communism, but they wouldn't let him leave.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Belarus, rated R. Coming soon to a theater near you.
Hi, Pavel. Yeah, it's fine. Just add some graphics over the shot that say no one will hear this scream. Никто не слышит твой крик.
Wow. Sunrise in the middle of the night. It's so weird.
Mish, you know how much I wanted you to make partner because I love you. Let's have a drink.
So, my very first meal at the burger in Moscow. I knew about your guys' custom for paying for extra ketchup. So I paid for 6 packets. But then I needed more. But the cashier says, Niet. Niet. You've already had enough. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Like, she fucking decides that I have had enough. It's not a real the burger, Misha, if I can't have extra ketchup. It's just a fucking facade. This whole country is just like one Hollywood backlot fucking facade. And it's a really shitty made one at that.
How many of you would buy a ticket to this movie based on the advertisement?
That's right. I told you this movie could work. Thanks, brother.
All right, my friend.
Mish, thanks.
Bob.
Yeah.
Got your pen.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
And you still haven't got back to me about my new deal.
I know.
Misha discovered his talent for marketing shortly after the fall of the Soviet Union. Communism was over, but capitalism had only just begun. The forbidden brands of the West became available 24/7 in thousands of newly born kiosks. Misha was working at one of those kiosks, having just completed his university history degree. There, he learned the 3 basic rules of marketing. He advised the owner to specialize in selling vodka only. Rule number 1, positioning. Sales doubled. Misha suggested hanging bright yellow signs above the kiosks announcing vodka only. Rule number 2, advertising. Sales increased 12 times. The owner bought himself a used Mercedes S320. But when Misha asked for a raise, He was fired on the spot. He had learned the third rule: get paid up front, because no one believes in marketing. Enterprising young Misha abandoned his career as an unskilled laborer and opened his own advertising agency, Mikhail Galkin Global Marketing, with funds borrowed from an old family friend, Yuri Nikolaevich.
Я хотел попросить об отсрочке. Ну, денег. У меня пока не получается. Агентство пока раскрутится как следует. А денег нет.
Ну, бывает. Денег нет, зато квартира вон какая есть. Папа-то думал о семье.
Нет, квартиру я не продам.
Ну, не хочешь, не продавай.
Но у меня нет сейчас денег. Подождите немного.
Ну, хорошо. Подожду. Неделю подожду.
Нет, недели не хватит. 3 месяца.
Миша, нет. 3 месяца я ждать не буду. А знаешь почему? Через 3 месяца уже квартиры не хватит. Проценты побегут. Через неделю. Или деньги, или квартиру.
Или
используй свое воображение, Миша.
Эх, Мишенька, а я ведь тебя в детстве на коленях качал.
Господи, Господи, спаси и помилуй.
That was the first time Misha appealed to God for help.
Hi, I'm Bob Gibbons.
Bob agreed to bail Misha out of debt and to hire him in Bob's soon-to-be-opened American-Russian advertising agency. There was just one catch.
Sorry, I don't quite understand this. What are you, a spy? You want me to become a spy too? I'm not a spy. I'm a historian.
Would you do me a favor, please? Would you just calm down, just relax, and listen, Misha? Misha, I'm a real Madison Avenue ad man, 30 years experience, all right? I do a little work with USAID, which sometimes works with other organizations that shall remain nameless. Listen, you guys are starting up a democracy over here, but democracy isn't just about switching governments. It's about business. It's about advertising. It's about Coke versus Pepsi. Now, we will start a serious advertising agency, and we will make a lot of money. The client list is going to be the new political candidates, the business elite, movie producers, and all you have to do is keep your eyes and ears trained on them and report.
Report what?
Whatever you see, whatever you hear. That's it. Poor bastard.
That's my investor.
Yeah. You're going to be needing a new investor. Picture it, Misha. Your new job is just spreading the principles of freedom and democracy.
And so began Misha's career as a marketer spy. Over the next 15 years, he designed the first Russian campaigns for a host of Western brands, like the now famous slogan for the burger, "The taste of freedom." And he furnished Bob with reports on his clients.
And because of you and your incredible work, this big, beautiful country is now almost a democracy.
Okay, so look, Abby. Why aren't you just producing this reality show yourself?
Why do you think? Because I don't have the money.
How much does it cost?
Like $750,000. What's with your air conditioning system anyway? This is like a brand new car.
What's she doing? What are you doing?
Same as everybody else. This suit is murder. Am I looking out the window?
But then that girl will think I'm staring at her.
Doesn't matter. You Russian men are all supposed to be pigs anyway. The way the Russian women go around here, like prima ballerinas in skin-tight clothing. Honest, regular American girl. Doesn't stand a chance. There. Well done.
What would you say to doing the show with me?
We are called Extreme Cosmetics. And this is a real story about a real girl. Well, she's what you call overweight. But she's unusually charming. And that's where the miracle happens. This fat cow gets transformed into a beautiful Ford. And she becomes a national superstar. And for that, we need nationwide casting search.
I think the real problem isn't the casting, it's finding the director.
Yes. And the best one is Schwartz. Roman Schwartz. Astra Productions.
So what you're saying is that Schwartz is your guy?
That's what I'm telling you.
Will you excuse me for a second? Vyacheslava, please allow me to introduce the lead director in our new company, my friend, Roman Schwartz.
How do you do?
Nice to meet you.
Take a look. Here is the world's first marketing.
What are you talking about?
I mean, it was Lenin who invented marketing in 1918. He found an absolutely unique way to sell people the idea of Soviet communism. Factories to the workers, land to the peasants, peace to the soldiers. He made the product promise one thing: happiness. And that's marketing. Lenin hired just simply the best designers and copywriters. Rodchenko. No, that's not Rodchenko, but yeah, Mayakovsky. The brand's official color, red. The logo, the five-pointed star. Once they'd established the super brand, they designed campaigns for all the product lines it carried. So, chocolates for Red October, perfumes Red Moscow.
The KGB.
The KGB came later, like a sort of brand police. See, it's the dream of every brand to make the competition's products illegal. That's exactly what they did. 70 years of total domination of the market. Tragically, they had really shitty production, so the product failed to live up to its promise, and consumers fell out of love with the Soviet Union.
Dear Mr. Mayakovsky, it would be our pleasure to invite you to the United States to share with us your fascinating new ideas about advertising. This is from the president of General Electric.
A lot of Lenin's guys lectured for American companies. And as you can see, the Americans studied well.
This is all very interesting, Misha. But you still haven't answered my question. Why is it you're not married?
Мне сегодня
I'm not sure we should be doing this. Dating usually just gets in the way of business, Abby.
These days, I don't think anything gets in the way of business. By the way, there's just one thing I think we should agree upon from the beginning.
Okay.
We're 50-50 partners. Right?
Ярко-желтые массивы. Ухожу красивым. У тебя все будет класс. Будут ближе облака. Я хочу, как первый раз. И поэтому пока.
Misha! Abby!
Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of that car now.
Don't be scared.
Out of the car, you fucking coward.
Just calm down, Bob.
You want me to calm down? I am going to calm you down once and for all. Abby! Abby! Hey! 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 Abby! Get out of the car. Get out of the car!
It's okay, Abby. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, hey. Can we please just discuss this like normal people?
You want to discuss it?
Yeah.
All right, let's discuss it.
Misha set out with Abby to cast the perfect fat girl, having no idea who stood behind the final decision.
She could be a star.
She can be a star.
Познакомьтесь, это Вероника. И у Вероники есть мечта. Ей предстоит пройти 12 операций за 36 дней. И мечта осуществится. Вероника станет такой, какой она заслуживает быть. Экстремальная косметика. Русский вариант. Каждый вторник, 9 вечера. Премьера на ТНТ.
The show premiered to high ratings, but the night before the operation episode, the star panicked.
Не слышно? Там есть кто-нибудь? What's she saying? Пожалуйста, поймите меня правильно. Я все понимаю. Для вас это очень важно. И
She's saying she doesn't want to do the surgery.
они будут резать меня ножом.
She's scared,
Я не могу.
asking us to let her go.
Не могу, мне страшно. We have to go to her. Пожалуйста, дайте мне уйти. I have to talk to her.
No. It's okay. It's just nerves. Nobody needs to tell her anything.
Пожалуйста, дайте мне уйти. Я передумала. No.
Abby, hey, stop it. Everything's gonna be fine.
We totally won. The operation was a success. And Veronica's sleeping like a baby. There was like so much blood, I almost fainted. You're so funny. Ah! Who is this? Misha? Wake up.
Why are you shaking me?
Veronica's asleep.
So let her sleep. I'm also sleeping.
Well, she didn't come out from under the anesthesia.
Скажите, доктор, когда все-таки проснется Вероника?
Это кома. Она может проснуться через 10 минут. Или через 10 лет. Или никогда не проснуться.
Спасибо вам, доктор. Напоминаем нашим зрителям, что мы с вами увидимся ровно через неделю. Вот уже второй день.
Have the Veronica crying tape shown on the evening news.
Я хочу, чтобы это было в вечерних новостях.
Круглые сутки. Несмотря на погоду, множество поклонников Вероники приходят сюда в знак любви и поддержки. По всей стране тысячи людей вступают в общество, организованное энтузиастами, общество Вероники. Его лидеры обвиняют продюсеров шоу в манипуляции, пропаганде стройности как абсолютного стандарта красоты. Что было не так с Вероникой, спрашивают они.
He directed this show like it was a movie. And a real person is lying in a coma.
No, listen. That was an accident, okay? What happened to Veronica is not our responsibility, okay? It is not your fault. Fine. Well, I'm gonna go see the insurance guys.
Hey. Even if you won't have money, you'll still have me.
Look, Abby. I'm gonna see to it that I have money, too.
was arrested today on charges of fraud. Gulkin's partner, American citizen Abigail Gibbons, has also been taken into custody. Highly placed sources have suggested that they are being held to quiet the public outcry over Veronica's coma.
No, let's manufacture some official medical conclusion that the coma is nobody's fault. Just some unpredictable physical reaction. That's good. I like that. Very good. No. What we want is to make it so that nobody believes the medical conclusion. So, but the people still must demand someone be punished. I want some fat 40-something-year-old woman
in Smolensk.
In Smolensk, saying, "What the hell?" So they cut her up, and now it's nobody's fault.
Причина комы – непредсказуемая реакция организма, и в этом никто не виноват.
Что за хрень?
Зарезали, а никто не виноват.
Там есть кто-нибудь?
Галкин, с вещами на выход.
Hello?
Abby.
Misha? I'm not sure I'm going away. Can you hear me? It's part of the deal. Hello? Call Bob.
Abby, I understand everything now.
I love you.
Abby, I lost you. Abby!
I love you. Hello? Hello?
Strange coincidence, wouldn't you say? A simple cosmetic surgery lands a woman in a coma. The media reacts with a hysteria not seen since the first man landed on the moon. And you know whom it all benefits? You. You fuck. You set this whole thing up to take Abby away from me and put me under your control again.
Now listen to me, okay? To organize the kind of hysteria that you're talking about would cost millions. And to perform that surgery on TV so that your little girl would fall into a coma would require some sort of super elite killer. Now you really think that I would spend that kind of money on you? I actually thought that perhaps you came here to thank me. But no. You don't have to thank me for getting you out of jail. Because if I had any other way to convince Abby to leave this country, your ass would still be in that jail, you son of a bitch. Get out.
Let's have a drink. Listen, Bob. There's something I've been wanting to tell you for a long time now. Why do you think it is that the very first guy you met in Moscow became the most valuable agent of your career? Mm-hmm. Why? Because I was fucking terrified. I'm not a spy, I told you that. I'm a historian. You what? Thought I went around all these years recording my clients with a hidden spy camera? You remember my first report? Yeah. I made it all up for you, Bob. And you believed me. You smug, stupid robot.
Misha turned his first employer, the kiosk owner who had fired him, into a drug-dealing mobster.
In my mind, I even imagined my report like it was the trailer to one of those Tom Clancy Paramount thrillers. This looks like a normal businessman. But in a place where everything is a facade, to get the truth out, you have to go inside. Mr. Ivanov's kiosks. Coming soon to a nation near you.
You told me my reports were just for analysts to study back in Washington. But they didn't just study them, did they?
The CIA leaked Misha's information to the New York Times. Shortly thereafter, a real Russian mobster and avid reader of the New York Times showed up, demanding half of Mr. Ivanov's alleged earnings from tax fraud and drug trafficking. Unfortunately, Mr. Ivanov lacked the necessary skills in marketing, to persuade him that the New York Times was mistaken. Misha had discovered his talent for marketing could not only shape desires and sell products, it could do much more. Marketing could change the world.
You made my life a living hell. Oh, fuck it.
Развеет от тоски.
This is RTV News. The Brazilian news service reports the death of a 17-year-old model from anorexia. The event was marked by wide-scale protests in Rio de Janeiro.
Михаил Галкин.
Да.
Вы его раньше знали?
Нет.
Believing his talent for marketing was a curse, Misha vowed never to use it again. And since there was nowhere in the city to go without advertising, he left, hoping never to return.
I congratulate you, ladies and gentlemen. We have completed the first step of this, the most difficult, the most audacious, the absolutely most risky business strategy in history. We have begun to alter consumers' concept of beauty. In Kenya, Brazil, and Russia. I guarantee in 5 years, nobody will recognize these countries. We begin with the third world, and then we'll transform the rest. Picture a world where only fat women will be popular. Fat will become the new fabulous.
Ты его видела?
Нет, не видела.
Спасибо. So you're a shepherd now? I was totally convinced I'd find you with like a wife and 5 kids.
I don't have anybody.
What are you doing here?
Sleeping.
I mean, what the hell are you doing here? What do you think? You think you're a Buddhist? You're no Buddhist. I know you. You were so strong. I was always so amazed by how strong you were.
I'm sorry, Abby, but I'm not going back. I can't.
You wanted everything. And now what do you want?
Your uncle once told me I was a bad man. You know, he was right.
Misha.
The world will be a better place, Abby, with me staying out here.
That night, the same force that had marked Misha as a child sent him a message in a dream. He dreamed while shepherding his cows. He grew very tired and fell asleep. In the dream within the dream, he saw nothing. He only heard a voice that told him there was something he must do. It described it to him clearly and in perfect detail. After that, he woke up. Upon awakening, he remembered all that had been told to him, as if each and every word had been inscribed in his head. And he was sure that if he did what the dream told him to do, he would understand the meaning behind everything.
Пошла, пошла. Пошла, пошла. Пошла, пошла. 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 Пошла, пошла, пошла. Пошла, пошла. 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 Пошла, пошла. Пошла, пошла. Пошла. Пошла, пошла. Пошла, пошла. 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 Пошла.
big or God. Give me love, triple, triple. Give me happiness double, double. Cause I be a big hero, and I stay big for the beat. Look at this city, and look at this party. Big your time is come, big hero, be yourself. Let's go. If you get more fat, I would like it like that. Fat, fat. If you get more fat, I would like it like that. Fat, fat. If you get more fat, I would like it like that. Fat, fat. If you get more fat, I would like it like that. Fat, fat, fat.
Misha! What's wrong?
Quiet. Don't move.
Okay. What are you doing? Misha!
Huh? Nothing. Everything's fine.
Thank God. You were passed out for like forever.
Is this Moscow?
Yeah, this is Moscow. I'm sorry. I couldn't just leave you there. I don't know how to tell you this without completely shocking you. Hi, baby. This is your son. Robert. Robert. This is your father.
Mommy, I don't think that's Daddy.
And he was a really nice guy. And he proposed. And Robert really liked him. And I just kept thinking about you. That time when we were together was the best time of my life. I was so in love with you. I just had to try and find you. And see if what was between us was still in the past. I'm scared. So you're not mad at me for kidnapping you?
Of course not.
I just want to look at you. What's wrong? It was a mistake. We never should have done it.
No, it wasn't.
Please. You're the one who looks at me like you hate me.
You don't believe that.
Oh. That's right. You saw creatures. God, you're such a sick freak.
Abby, I really do see creatures on you.
Fuck you, Misha.
I'm sorry. I am really sorry.
It's just a hallucination. We'll get you better.
Misha discovered that what the voice in his dream had made him do was perform, rather precisely, one of the most ancient and mysterious rituals in human history, the sacrifice of the red cow.
I don't know when we'll be back. It all depends, you know. Yeah. Just remember to water my plants. That's it. Yeah.
Sorry, excuse me. Do you have $7.5 million?
Hold on 1 second. Bob left it to me in his will. So now you've got money and me. Happy? Yeah.
He read that it cleanses you from the sin of touching a corpse and purifies you from the sin of the golden calf, so that you can see things that others cannot.
Robbie, I didn't promise you anything, okay?
Mommy.
No, I don't like this attitude.
Mommy, I want it. You promised.
Don't you think that's a little bit fattening?
Robert?
Why does he have to say stupid stuff like that?
What do you say to your father? You say you're sorry. Okay.
Mommy, please, can I have some? Mommy. Please, Mommy, come on.
All right.
Weirdo.
Hey. Crossing the streets? You remember? No more burger if you don't remember.
To organize the kind of hysteria we're talking about, it requires some sort of super elite killer.
What's going on?
Oh, it's okay. My head was just spinning for a second. Come on, let's go.
Oh. So finally we get to look like a regular family.
Of course. We are a family.
Tja.
And so Ramek defeated Gauntworm and freed the good princess. And they bestowed upon him the name Ramek, conqueror of beasts.
Read it again, Daddy. Please.
Be back in an hour with the tickets.
Bye-bye, Bye, Daddy. Don't eat my hamburger.
Ty думаешь, я буду тебя жрать?
Come on, baby. Okay, Misha. What the fuck?
Listen, Abby, I have tried to pretend that everything is okay, but Abby, everything is not okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, I see them. And I know I'm really seeing them. It's brands, Abby, they're alive. I see how it works. Don't, please don't look at me like that. I'm not crazy.
Misha.
And I know who's responsible for what happened to Veronica. I know who put her into a coma. I know who destroyed our lives. Who? Fast food. The fast food corporations are responsible for all of it. I can prove it to you. It was a conspiracy, a disgusting, cynical conspiracy. All the noise surrounding what happened to Veronica was manufactured to alter people's image of beauty. To make fat cool. Cool to be fat. Cool to eat more hamburgers. I mean, look what they've done to people. Look what they've done to Robert.
What have they done to Robert? What have they done to him?
Hang on. Okay. They feed off our desires. Okay? You begin to want something, and then this big, weird creature growing out of you starts getting bigger. Okay? They make you have desires that aren't the kind that can be completely fulfilled. They've gotten totally out of control. I mean, it's not as if we can have that many desires anyway, to have them wasted on these things.
What's gotten out of control? Fast food's gotten out of control.
No, what's fast food got to do with it? I mean, yes. Fast food, it's all the brands. It's the whole system. It's an occupation, a subtle, unnoticeable occupation, and everyone's just running around happy. Everyone's smiling.
That's because everybody wants to be happy.
A castrated lamb is happy too, Abby.
Because it doesn't know what it lost. I mean, we don't even know that desires can be different anymore. We have been trained to love shit. Want shit and shit.
Trained by whom?
Lenin. Marketing was invented by Lenin. Don't you remember any of this? And now, it's the foundation of the world economy. The great global brand revolution has won. We are all still living in the world Lenin created. It used to be the brands were formed from people's desires. Now it's the people that are being formed according to the desires of the brands.
Fine. Okay. What are you going to do about it?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Hey. I know what you need to do about all of this. You need to go see a doctor.
strange and deadly new disease continues to grip Russia. 10 more fatalities today, and medical authorities are no closer to determining its source. What's causing the outbreak?
Well, we at the World Medical Association are
Pull
continuing
over, please, Abby.
to caution everyone that while the virus is deadly in 40% of the disease cannot be classified as a pandemic.
Misha? Hey. Come on, why don't you let me help you? Let me help you.
Abby, I didn't mean to. Abby! Wait! Guys. Robert. Abby.
Misha, all of this is too hard and unhealthy for Robert and me. I'm sorry, but we can't be together. We're going on vacation alone. Please leave the apartment before our return.
Quickly learn what to do and what not to do to avoid contracting the deadly virus. The origin of the new disease is still unknown, and to date, there is no effective cure on the horizon. Robert Leonard, KLN News, reporting.
Distinguished leaders of restaurant chain Dim Sum. It is my great pleasure to introduce you to a true legend in the world of marketing, Mikhail Galkin.
So, gentlemen, you wish to introduce a chain of vegetarian restaurants into the Russian market. I've analyzed the results of the focus group, and frankly, I must say you have a problem. Russians just don't like your product. Marketing in its traditional form is simply powerless here.
Thank you for your very interesting opinion, Mr. Galkin.
I do, however, have a proposal. Something which exceeds the limits of marketing in its traditional form. But first, let me ask you a question. How far are you willing to go to solve your problem?
We are ready for anything. Anything within the law, of course.
I'm afraid that's not going to be far enough, gentlemen.
We are ready to go. Fine enough.
Fine. Then I would like you to mass produce and market a little apparatus for testing beef.
A beef tester, for short.
What?
A beef tester.
What?
Moi, je pense souvent à toi, ma belle. Je vois ton nom qui brille écrit grand dans le ciel. Ma belle, l'âme de mon amour.
Это не улыбка. Это беззвучный крик ее организма, только что получившего дозу говядины, зараженной смертью. Биф-тестеры от Каяка Групп. Ваш единственный щит от смертельной вкуснятины.
Yeah, it's good. Just add some graphics that say, test your beef or taste your death.
Hi, guys. Despite the beef tester campaign's insinuation, only 12% of Russians polled believe there is a link between mad cow disease and the deadly new virus that has to date claimed over 500 lives. In response, the Russian Minister of Food and Agriculture consumed a hamburger live on TV today during a press conference in which he announced a nationwide ban on the campaign. As a result, restaurant chain Dim Sum has reported record losses for last quarter.
You tell Mr. Mintao banning the beef tester campaign was part of the plan. You tell him that now is the time to open and advertise his restaurants. A lot of restaurants. And tell him that I would suggest not limiting his campaign to Russia alone.
What?
Following the government's ban on the advertising campaign for beef testers and the sudden unexplained death of the Russian Minister of Food and Agriculture, consumers are now completely convinced that beef is deadly dangerous.
Когда я говорю гамбургер, ваша ассоциация вкусно, голод.
Смерть. Гамбургер. Смерть.
Meanwhile, over the last 3 days, 30 new vegetarian restaurants opened in Moscow alone, where one can eat without having to test every slice of beef. Whether this newfound love of all things vegetable will stick, only time can tell. From the streets of Moscow, Russia, this is Diana Kruger, Business Channel News.
Все сработало.
Abby, it's me. Everything's changed now. Sorry I was sick, but now I'm okay. I know it sounded crazy when I told you that fast food was to blame for everything, but look, if in a week, or if in 2 weeks the burger goes bankrupt, then I'm not crazy and you'll answer my call.
Ladies and gentlemen, I understand your despair. Believe me, I do. But unfortunately, I have practically nothing to cheer you up with. But, perhaps... Oh, looks like a storm is coming.
Wait, what were you gonna say?
I don't want to get your hopes too high.
We're joined today in the studio by economic analyst Mark Short. Now, I want to ask you the same thing that must be on the minds of many of our viewers out there. Fine, people have stopped eating beef for the moment, but why is that having such a big effect on these massive fast food corporations? What, you're telling me they don't have billions saved up?
Well, that's exactly right. You have to understand that their hard costs alone for a week of operations are in the hundreds of millions. Now, you'll remember the Howard
Mommy,
effect.
are hamburgers bad in America too?
Come on, Abby, pick it up. Come on, pick up the phone. Abby, pick up the phone.
It's very unlikely consumers will return to beef any time in the near future.
I love you. Pick up the phone.
Demanded a government bailout. Do you think that's likely to happen?
There's really no chance of a government bailout.
Or do you think the fast food industry can survive?
Well, it depends on what kind of food they choose to serve.
You've reached Abby and Robert. Leave us a message and we'll call you right back.
When the threat came only from the Russian market, they could withstand it. But now that the beef scare has gone global, the end comes for them rather quickly.
Well, I never thought I would live to see the day.
Извини, что отвлекаю, у нас все готово.
President of the Apple has joined the conference.
The leader has joined the conference.
Ladies and gentlemen, the burger is dead. The growth of brands has spiraled out of control. Never before in history has it been this difficult to record growth, because there simply is not enough room in the minds of consumers to hold new desires for new products. What happened in the case of fast food has fundamentally altered the market forever. A crippling anxiety has seized consumers. They're terrified the products can hurt them. A unique opportunity now stands before you. The time has come to clear a free space in the minds of consumers where your products can live on. Today, in order to get consumers to continue to desire computers, you have to first make them lose interest in cell phones. What you need is to convince them that the competition's brands are deadly dangerous. Destroy the market for cell phones and eradicate the competition. For your brands to grow, they need to learn how to attack. And I know how to teach your brands to attack.
Months after the release of Misha's rumor campaign, every remaining corporation in the world was using his new technology, and so began a total brand war. Everyone for himself.
'Шаг за шагом, день за днем, ваш малыш совершает маленькие открытия, а его кожа остается сухой и чистой. Но это еще не все. Когда ваш малыш вырастет, ничто не будет отвлекать его от учебы. Потому что он импотент. Памперсы. Ваш малыш не только сухой, но и стерильный.
Well, John, thank you so much for taking us to the concert. We had such a lovely time.
My pleasure.
Right, Robert?
The popular outcry against advertising continues to be felt across the globe. To be an advertiser today has become more dangerous than to admit to being a homosexual in the 1950s. Nowhere has this been harder felt than in Moscow, Russia. The Duma recently voted down legislation proposing a universal ban on all advertising.
As last week's bombing of Red Square by extremists demonstrates, many in the public strongly disagree with this decision. And here is one of the leaders of Russian advertising,
Mikhail Galkin. Mikhail,
one question, please. The final word on whether the Russian
government will ban advertising is in the hands of the president. What's he going to do?
I'm sure the president will make the right decision.
You've reached Abby and Robert in Moscow. Please leave us a message after the tone.
Hi, Abby. I'm calling to say goodbye.
I've tried everything. I even met with the president, but he wouldn't listen. You've been right all along. What I really needed to do was see a doctor. 20 years ago, I wanted to get rich. And that ended with the death of an innocent man. 10 years ago, I wanted to get really rich. And that ended with Veronica in a coma. Now I decided to make the world a better place. And instead, I just made things worse. Why was I so sure the government would ban advertising? They will never ban advertising. I must have been obsessed. And now it's like I've come to my senses and there's blood everywhere. And it's all my fault, my insanity. I wish... Oh, fuck it.
What's going on?
I'm calling him.
Okay.
Граждане России, для обеспечения безопасности и стабильности нашей страны, всего народа, российское правительство после продолжительных консультаций с правительствами еще 146 стран приняло совместное решение о запрещении на территории этих стран, включая Россию, любых видов рекламы.
And a new era began.